Hey y'all, what's up? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope you all having a great week and a great day. I myself having a good week and a good day myself. Today's my weekend, so today's my Saturday, so I'm off today, tomorrow. And y'all see the thumbnail. Yes, we're gonna do the second episode of the season 16 of Real House of Atlanta and the season finale of Married to Medicine. And how y'all feel? How y'all feel? Because I'm ready to give it to y'all. I mean, the the Medicine ladies are a little annoying and aggravating at this point. I mean, I'm just so sick of them. I'm just so sick of it at this moment. And the Real House of Atlanta, I don't know. Peach Juice, you just annoying. You just annoying. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. How y'all been? How y'all been? So, if y'all know, tomorrow I'll probably do a live. Will be about Beauty in the Black and the Traders. My thoughts of the season of Traders and Beauty in the Black of that whole scenario. What happened? And then next week I gotta we're gonna talk about Beyond the Gate. I definitely get on that, and also talk about some social topics that's been happening on social media. Like, for example, the whole Iman and Tiana Taylor divorce and what leaked out. Also, the Just Hilarious and Lauren on the Breakfast Club, their little drama. And some other stuff that been happening out there as well. We got some time, maybe do some 6 pound chicks with it as well. I haven't done that for a minute. So, hold up. Hey, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Listen, y'all. Let's get into this. Can y'all believe it? Married to Medicine reunion is 3 parts. Now I don't know what's up with these networks and the stations that want to have like multiple parts reunion. It's ridiculous, especially when the season wasn't given much for you to have a 3 parts. Nothing much really pop off until the late end of the season when it was a trip, the Key West trip. That's when it really popped off, and then everything else from that. Other than that, it was nothing to really go off of. And we also saw the trailer. Trailer, just as normal. Just like again, Simone and the Quad had little issues, and I just don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Like, what is your problem? If you don't like her, just don't like her. Like, this back and forth with your friendship is exhausting with y'all ladies who supposed to be in your late 30s, early 40s, or even higher, more than that. And y'all acting up. And it doesn't make any sense why y'all had this up and down friendship. I know y'all supposed to be good, and then all of a sudden we arguing again and going off back and forth with each other. So we're gonna start with Married to Medicine first, and then we go to the Real House of Atlanta. I'm trying to give people a chance to come in. But when y'all come in, please say hey, and let's get into the conversation. All right. This season, Married to Medicine, it wasn't all that. I ain't gonna front. I mean, these ladies, they act like I said, they aggravating. It's not really giving me much that I want to. It's just really getting annoying and tiring with this ladies back and forth. The friendship is always fractured. It's up and down. It is becoming ridiculous at this point. It's becoming ridiculous, and I'm just not here for it. Just not here for it. So we all just know this whole fracture of the group. You know, Tori invited everybody to the Bridgerton theme party. It was it was nice. You know, Tori likes to throw over the top parties, so she does that. It's entertainment, is drinking, it's everything, theme based parties. So this time, the Richardson thing, everybody coming to the capital. Some people didn't get the memo because it seemed like they were dressed up like Quinceañera, that of the Bridgerton Victorian era. It was crazy. So Toya and Eugene are celebrating their 16 years anniversary. That is really nice for them. 16 years to be together with someone is a blessing. A lot of people don't really get that opportunity. They only get that chance. Some of them even surprised they even make a year or two. But 16 years, that's really commendable for those two. And that's love. Through the ups, down, good and bad, they stick with each other, and it's great. So she want to keep the budget under 25K, which I said, oh, so you had to bought a bag that was like expensive, but you want to keep your budget under 25K. Okay. But she was telling all the stuff. She had event planners with her, and she was trying to tell all the stuff that she wanted to get done. She went the pig and the thing, the flowers, the horses, the like a ballroom setting, everybody come in the costumes. It what it is. And I said, Eugene got hurt, so he had to wear a boot and everything. But he still gonna show up for an event. Now at this point, she haven't heard any getting reservations from Greg and T. They didn't RSVP for the event, so she don't even know they're gonna come or not. And I was like, listen, if you RSVP ain't no bother you was showing up. But they ain't say nothing, so she just kind of hoping that they respond back. Greg and Tisha. Greg said he been disappointed about the group lately. He been hurt by the group. And Tisha's talking about because Greg and Tisha went out, and Tisha talk about she not gonna beg nobody to be friends. I said nobody's acting begging to be friends, but they wanted to know, you do want to be part of this group or not? Because at the end of the day, you are moving like you don't want to be bothered. So if you don't want to be bothered, I'm not gonna beg or choose you. So if you want this friendship, we gonna work out with you. But if you don't want this friendship, then I'm not gonna try to force myself to be working out with you either. So I was like, hey CM Boo, what's going on? How you doing? I'm talking about these Dusty the Medicine girls and Real House of Atlanta. So it's like, if you don't want to be part of the group, to say so. Now we're not gonna be begging you so you don't have to beg. You don't have to beg, boo boo. You can do you, and I'll do me. But I'm just let you know that I'm grown enough not to be all here. Just finish your training. I know that's right. I'm not gonna be here trying to sit here and try to see if you want to be part of this friendship. So the begging part, I said nobody asked you to beg. But I do understand a little bit like a teacher, like I said last week. They befriended her, brought her into the group because they was isolating Quad. Well, Quad's in the out, that brought Greg and Tisha back in the fold. Well, Greg back in the fold with his new wife. Put around, and then when they got good with Quad again, she kind of felt like shunned out. Kind of felt shunned out. On top of trying to build up a connection with the ladies and whatnot, because they really established a group. So it's kind of hard as a new person coming in trying to establish a friendship with these ladies who's already got established, kind of up and down, messed up, kind of fractured group, because even their friendship is not even solid. So to even try to come forward to be part of this group when y'all friendship and fractures or friendship or fractured already, and they're gonna try to have the skew kind of bond with each other and try to ice me now. Child, next season when they flip on Quad and Key, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be, because if Greg and Tisha don't come back, that's if they green light for next season. Because right now it might be on pause, allegedly, might be on pause. Because I guess they do that because they will see what they're gonna do with the group, because it's getting stale. And yes, I agree. Like the show is great and all because they got the same kind of group of people. So you see the storyline progressing, going on friendship and everything. They doctors and everything. That's nice. But at some point, it's getting mostly stale and it getting very produced. And yes, Married to Madness have been holding their own as the underdog for years and been great. So yes, I like them to continue, but I need them to change it up a little bit. They need to. Don't be afraid to let some of these ladies go. It's like some of them on their course. I mean, at the end of the day, Jackie's not giving much. Now I know she's the epitome a doctor, but she not giving much. I mean, nothing giving no. Simone, I could do without microphone. I could do without microphone and her figure storyline. I'm sorry, but Simone like to do things with production acts, so they probably gonna keep her. Heavy like to start mess. She like to talk her mom, so she could create some drama herself. So you gonna keep her. Keep Simone. Maybe do away with Jackie. Yes, I said it. Toya got her little comedy beliefs and everything. So I don't know. It's like it got to be some shake-up or add some little ladies who could balance things out. Because every time y'all bring some new girls and ladies in, it's like they don't last long. Now Buffy didn't last, Audra didn't last, Anita lasted a little bit. Um, we don't even know Mimi. They didn't even show much of Mimi this season, so maybe if she does come back, she could be full time. But we'll see. We didn't really get much of you trying to have an opinion about her either way or. But give her the hell of she or hold her accountable. Yes, hold that chick accountable because she does a lot. All because she's messy, they keep her around. No, hold her accountable. Y'all let her slide with a lot of things. That's why she can get away with a lot of things because y'all let things slide, and y'all need to stop doing that. So I would say it's really hard for anybody like T and someone to come in and trying to establish friendship with these ladies because they least just always gonna be with each other. Besides the new people. So, but then y'all have this up and down, back and forth friendship with each other. Quad, Simone, I don't know why y'all keep trying to make it work. Let it be. At this point, Quad, just let it be. Simone has a grudge against you and she's not letting things go. So just let it be with this lady. Say, how you doing, good, well, okay, God. And that's it. High and by kind of friendship. I'm not trying to work it out with you. I'm not calling you trying to fix nothing. No, we ain't fixing nothing. Cause you gave your ass to kids and we had got regret. And I was like, oh my gosh, y'all about to go toe to toe with each other at the reunion. Or we thought it was somebody like T and somebody else about to go blows. It was y'all two was about to go blows. I said, really? What we doing fighting here? They ain't beyond fighting because the first season we freaking they would all nah be, they fought. So it's like they ain't beyond fighting. But still, I can't stand some more voice. I know microphone ass. And I said, oh child. So it's this friend group is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So T, if you when you come back or not, it is what it is, girl. I had no issues with you. Yes, you had your faults, just like any other ladies in the show have their faults. That's why I don't really rock with a lot of them anymore. I just like, listen, it is what it is. I'm just watching the show, You have your faults just like any other ladies. But I feel like you hold your own as much as you can. But I do have to agree, you did got besides yourself this season. It was a lot for you. You like everything just went flip. It just you just went off. And I ain't gonna lie. I said this over and over to y'all. That freaking thing when she was breaking down, it kind of turned me off. I said, "What we doing here?" Like that scene was so freaking ridiculous. I was sitting here squinting my face. I said, "What? What the hell?" I said, "Girl, calm your ass down. Like let's calm down." I said, "No, freaking tongues and all that." I said, "Y'all was out of control." And T, you was out of control this season. I ain't gonna front. That little Ski West Street, you was out of control. A lot of people are. The crazy thing is she been right how about to do it. Yes, I do agree. I do feel like they did shut her out when it got good with Quad. So that's why I said I'm not gonna figure completely be off her. Yes, she has some things that I might like. I don't really care for T doing what she does. But at the same time, I ain't gonna front how they did it because they did befriend her in the hopes that Quad was in the outs. But Quad's back in the group. And that just kind of like shut her out. And she felt that. But also, I don't like that how T and Greg act like they do nothing wrong in this whole little shindig. Quad, King, Greg, and T, y'all all had a part of the fallout. And then Heavenly and the Phaedra and all the other people, they have that little separate thing. But y'all all had some fallout. You running around trying to fight a man, doing all this, all that, like, girl. Now, going back and forth with Heavenly is deserved because y'all always go back and forth. But I was like, you was besides yourself. So I was like, y'all act like y'all ain't do nothing wrong. And that's the problem. While you act like you ain't doing nothing wrong either. But I'm gonna say whatever. What everybody wanna say, I'll stand by like y'all all was on one. All was on one. Y'all could have ignored each other, kept it cute, or at least do the pool party. Instead of asking that dusty ass questions, we wouldn't have to go through all this. So Leg said, with the group or not, he not he don't know where he stand. He could be good with the group or he could be good without the group. Whatever. That's what he say. So hopefully they maybe not come back. Maybe he should have. Maybe he rethinking his decision why he came back in the first place. Y'all did that came on the shun on. Y'all just wanted to stunt, especially him. He probably wanted to stunt on Quad. Because he's not completely over her. Just like I feel like she's not really completely. She might not be want him, but you don't show emotions even when you're drunk and not think you will play with someone and have no feelings for. I would have completely ignore his eyes. If I was Quad, I wouldn't even think he was behind me. I wouldn't even try to joke about no freaking baby shower, trying to do all that stuff. Like I said, that was doing too much. I would sit there in my man lap, drink my drink, and I said, okay, and answer the questions, and even care about what he's behind me for. Don't even care. I mean, when he respond, I ain't say nothing towards them. Yes, be my man, have sex 15 times a week, and I'm good with that. And that's that. Next question. Do you want to explain how he does it or something? What? But so a lot of people don't want to admit they did wrong. So I don't know how y'all gonna fix this. But they're gonna try and attempt it. She had to get her money's worth. Exactly. She had to get it. Whatever she want to do. If you want to create a scene, girl. But yeah, that was too much. So Toya said to make things peace between King and Quad and the Lunsford, they're gonna get them different time slots. I would say, yeah, that's how you do it. Or invite them both if they want to show up and let them know that this I find this person, I invite this person, you show up, you want to show up or not. I'm not picking no sides. Now, in the understanding point, a history standpoint, yes, I feel like the ladies will side more inclined with Quad because they knew Quad the longest. And they see. But if y'all want to build new friendship and lasting friendship with other people and not be closed off, then you have to let other people in and not feel that not make that other person feel they're unwanted or they're being used for your own benefit. And that's how T feel. She felt like she was being used by the ladies. That's her feelings. You can't say that she ain't wrong for her feelings. That's her feelings. So gave them a time slot to make the piece. I understand it. Maybe could have gave it another hour and told other people coming in there or have them separate and not be in the same room together. Like they had to me, they had to leave, but for the sake of it, yes, I feel like they had to. So Greg and T came for 8 and 9 to the happy hour, drinks and everything, and then Heavily and Quad came with their persons late after at 9 going for beyond. And people People did their little thing. Some people came with a thing. Some people didn't come with the. They ain't had no idea what the Victoria era was because some of y'all was coming as a Kinsey era, especially Simone. I said, Simone, you always mix them all, girl. Like, what is you doing? That is not no freaking Bridgerton Victoria era kind of outfit. You was like, we were like you was in the Kinsey era or 16 party. Girl, stop it. Greg and Tisha came there, and Tisha did the homage to Lady Wisdom and the Bridgerton. I think I said the name wrong. Who was who was the gossip teller in the show when she spilled tea and nobody know who it is, who is the anonymous person who's spilling, who bringing all these tea to the people, everybody else know everybody's business. They put it on a figure paper and everybody had to read what's happening, try to figure out who was the person they talking about. Or no, not who the person they talk about. They already know who the person they talk about. Who is behind spilling all this tea. Yeah, whistle down. Yeah, whistle down. Whistle down. Yeah, it's been so long. I only watched the first season. I didn't even watch the second season or the third season. But it was good. She did a homage to that, even though we know she was the one who wrote it. But see, she did a homage and spilled everybody kind of less tea, but it spilled her own tea on it. I said, "Girl, you act like you was innocent, huh?" All right. Everybody said, "Ooh, you did it. You was way nicer than I would have been." I said, "Simone, so what the hell you would have put in there, girl?" Yes, I wouldn't have come if I was Greg and T. They didn't even get a chance. Exactly. Can I at least get some food to go or something? Chef, if I would see, I said, you gonna make me go, let me get some of here. That plate or something. Like, gosh, I only watch Queen Charlotte. And yes, I watched a little bit of Queen Charlotte too. That was good. The background story. And it was funny how freaking Eugene trying to tell Toya that it was a fantasy. It was a based on. I said, "Is that story was based on the freaking queen at that time? It was based on her story." The crazy part is how they do smart, but they even know when Queen Charlotte. Yes, they even know it. They would say she was a fantasy. She was fictional. She wasn't real. I said no. They was based on a real person. It was based on a real person. And they said back in the days it was no rich black people and like that. I was like, in Victoria era, they might have some at that time. It wasn't all servants. Yes, majority probably was, but there was a few. Yeah, she wasn't that dark, but she had black interest. Yeah, ancestry. Yes, they had something. I was like, so why are you trying to act like it wasn't? That's what I say, Eugene. I mean, you it's born and everything, man, with the doctor and everything, but you was wrong. It made Tori feel like she was freaking bugging out because you try to placate her freaking education. I said, Tori, you was a teacher, girl. Don't try to let her play you. Don't let her try to play you. You knew what the hell it was. She was no fantasy. Maybe the show Bridgerton was all fictional, but it was based on real events. So they do have rich people back then. So stop playing. Simone said she would have had this. I said, so what you would have put on that paper, Simone, if it was you? Because you said she did it was way nicer than you would have done it. So what you would have done, Simone, and what you would have said, you would have went dark. But then they ripped up the paper and said, "Oh, girl, child, this trash," like that. But it was a nice little homage to it, whether they agree with it or not. But they would say, "Oh, child, T, okay." So Greg said he worked the guys, and the guys try to get the guys together, especially Greg and T, to come together to fix this between them, so they can move forward as a group. So I was like, at some point, Greg said, "You know what? If y'all can fix it, y'all can handle it. It's fine. I'm ready to move forward." But you can move forward only when you realize you did some wrong. And I think he had some reflection. That's what he said. Some reflection of what went down. I don't know, maybe in the reunion, because they kind of blame King, blaming that um, Greg got in his face. Greg said that no, King, you got in his face, and y'all went back and forth. I said, listen, y'all both at one point, like I said, y'all didn't have to have the second round interaction with each other. That's why I said I didn't feel like King was doing the most. I think he won the moment, because I say when you and Greg first squash it, even though he was kind of being big rude, Greg was, y'all squashed it. Y'all was like, okay, cool. And then you get with and then this whole interaction happened with Kevin and T and all that stuff. Everybody was distracted. You took upon the stuff that has one on one because you felt like he's being doing too much in front of his boys. I said that could be very much so, but you could have had that separate sit down, not that same when the environment was already heightened. The mood was already heightened. The atmosphere was already heightened. So you took that opportunity to approach him when everybody was all over the place. He just see his wife going arguing with Heavenly. They try to calm him down and all this turmoil. And then here you come. And Greg was turning up. Yes, he was at first because he said, I have no problem with you, bro. I have no problem with you, bro. Everybody came through. Oh, I say what you about. And I said, Greg, come on now. Greg, you know the most. And King won in the moment to want to fight. So you want to have a fight. You taunting him, and then he had a reaction, all that stuff like that, and whatnot. And I do agree with what he said when he said, I don't believe that anybody can say whatever they want to say, and you cannot respond back. And that's not what will happen. Whoop, do, whoop, whoop. And like I said, if you don't have no feelings and you have no emotion against someone, you won't even react any way, shape, or form, whether you drunk or you angry or not. You won't give no emotion. So I feel like if y'all both are completely gone from each other or completely over with each other, not what they say would have kind of deterred you to respond and react and give any emotions towards each other. Like I said, if I were caught, I would have just not even paid him any mind, and vice versa. But no, y'all still got some unresolved issues, and whether or not y'all people who like on Qual's side feel like she want to get things out, that's fine. But at the same time, he gonna react. Whether what she was saying was all freaking provoking for him to react, I wouldn't take that and think I would say, good. What she said was a drunk mess, especially how she is. I wouldn't even pay him no mind. So that's another part you got to deal with, Greg. You wanted to respond. So sit your ass down and maybe tell your wife, when I get back home, when we get home, I'll eat your pussy eyes. Like there's something, like let's be something, let's be for real. Like, come on, you paying no mind. Like he said he had sex 50 times a day. I'm gonna show you something in the bedroom. Like, do something. First of all, how you gonna have me in the next to a pool party and nobody get in the pool? That's another thing I was mad about. That's that whole scene. So I said, as long as y'all all admit that y'all was wrong and have some faults in this freaking situation, I don't think he's getting rid of that freaking restraining order, going to police. He should have went that way, but if you want to go that route, that's just business. But you have to understand, by doing that, it kind of put the fracture in the group. So Tisha and Greg, they time was up because Heavenly and Qual was coming, and contestant was talking to Tisha and said, "Did you want to go?" And everything, we have to go. This is my time. I said, "Do you want to leave?" Tisha don't want to leave. She didn't want to leave and like that. She wanted to stay. However, that can't go down that way, so they have to go. And I would say, I came there for those an hour. You could at least give me another hour or something, child, or at least give me a plate of food or something to eat. Yeah. But I would have stacked. Like, y'all did it wrong. Y'all up there talking, wasting your time in a whole hour trying to get around with the girls. I said, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to get some drink and get some food. Chill. And had to go. So they go. And we'll see. Whether they come back next season or not, it is what it is. But they do come back, y'all need to act differently. Y'all know that she's on the part of the show. So whether Quad want to come back, like Quad is not leaving the show. Unless she want to leave, she's not leaving. They ain't gonna let her go. So y'all two have to realize that she's still gonna be around. So move accordingly. And vice versa. But it's mostly Quad than Greg. Greg part of the friend group with the guys, but the show is centered around the ladies. So you had to know she's gonna still be here. And Tisha. So y'all decide to come back. Move accordingly and move differently. Don't be in your feelings. And Quad as well. And King and understand you will protect you and let her know, like, sometimes you don't have to respond to him. You don't have to even pay him any mind, drunk or not. Focus on me. So they left. So hopefully they reflect. They gonna say they're gonna work on. They want to work on having a baby. I said y'all been working on that for a while, but hopefully it happens for you because y'all can just shut up about it. But so I'm not saying they have to shut up, but but work on your baby and get cool with it. And maybe you have to take a step away. 'Cause sometimes when you take a step back and not be in the fold, things will happen for you. That's why I'm so happy that Candace took a step away from Potomac because Potomac was getting whack anyway. And she must focus on her motherhood and her baby and everything. After she took a step away, look, things happen. And also other things happen good for her, like the music and all that stuff like that. But take a step back. Now, I don't know if she even want to come back because I know that everybody was asking her when she want to come back, won't come back. I know most of her answers saying no, she want to focus on motherhood. But I don't know. And if she does, I don't think I would watch it because Potomac is the one that's close for me. So take a step away and maybe work out for you. But I do feel like Tisha, I did part of the reason why she was dark and really like ooh, like in the meme mode this year, part of the ladies, but I think part of it is her what she gonna do with Greg at home. How he be talking to her and how he be blaming her for things when he get his upset, his little attitude. I said, oh, sit your testosterone ass down. Go sit in the corner somewhere. Boy, bye. Blaming her, calling her out her name. I said that part of it's probably the reason why you're going through a lot of stuff right now. You're stressed out. You're stressed out. Coming both ain't fronts. The ladies and your man. So they try one more time. Is it raining? I guess so. They try one more time to get freaking Phaedra to come to the party. And Phaedra said, no ma'am, no ham, no bacon and cheese. I'm not doing it with y'all. And that's that. I said, Phaedra, go on. Go ahead, girl. Go to the Little Housewife. Hopefully you turn up over there like you say that people say you did. But whatever. I doubt it. So God talked to King and said that Greg is open to make a reconciliation with y'all. And he opened for it too. I said, good, goodbye. All right, cool. They're going to squash the beef and hopefully they work it out. But, I guess they work it out off camera. So they asked Quad, do you think it would be an ideal situation where y'all both be cordial with each other in the same room and whatnot? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. She said, oh, no, I'm not interested. No, thank you. Worry about yourself. No, thank you. I'm good. Worry about yourself. I'm not interested. So she was like, so Toya and them were saying, listen, we don't want to be choosing. I didn't want to pick a side and like that. I said, y'all kind of picked a side. But for the sake of the scene, we're just going to go with it. I didn't want to choose between be what not with y'all two and divide the group and pick or choose friends. She said, I'm not choosing you, and I'm not asking you to do so. I'm not asking you to pick a side. I'm not asking you to do so. But put yourself in my shoes and act quarterly. That's cold word to say. I'm not asking you to do so, but I low key ask you to do so. Put yourself in my shoes and act quarterly, meaning that don't put me in with him again. You don't have to choose no side. But I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna not be around him. So if you want him around, you don't have me around. If he's not around, then I can come around. Hint, hint. So it's kind of forcing him. But she said, I'm not telling you to, but move accordingly because no, you're not gonna play with me. She said, well, we're not gonna do this again because last time we had this issues and everything. So I'm not worried about trying to do that again. She said, well, to lose me. I said, ooh. I know that's right. She told you to lose her there. Because as long as you try to be buddy with Greg and T, not so much a T, but Greg, then you're gonna have me around. So go ahead. You can still be cool with him. There's no that you have him around, I'm not being around, especially if my king cannot be around. And I was like, y'all all want Quad. And that's why I understand where Quad comes from. Like, y'all all want her to just stop and just take it and deal with that. Okay. If we really were producing, if I was Quad, bring Tammy at. Where Tammy at? Because you gave your ass to kids and I went to get Tammy for your ass. Even though, yeah, get the best friend here. If we gonna be like this, where's Curtis ex-mistress at? Oh, we going there. If y'all want to act like that. Ain't no fun with the shoes on the foot. So how will you like this? Y'all was in a situation. How are y'all like that? Y'all wasn't like that at all. Even Jackie said in her own mouth she wouldn't want Curtis being around with his ex or the person he was messing with if they was divorced and like that. She wouldn't be around them. So how the hell y'all want Quad to do so? Get it together, y'all. Get it together. But then again, everybody know they was gonna be around each other. So I don't know, like y'all could have just made the decision not to be on the show. They ended with their own little. They had the waltz dance and it's cute and whoop the whoop whoop, and they all had their little sayings to say at the end. I ain't taking no notes about what they said, and because I was done with it, I was done with it because now I got to think about. I got to worry about the 3-part reunion. I want to think about what I should wait for the whole 3 parts to do one big review, or I just do each week. I might just do each week and get it over with. That's content because I don't know wait all 3 parts and be like, oh snap. You know, we see T going back with a lot of ladies in a show at the reunion, saying there's gonna be a defensive being honest. So that's fine. Quarter Simone, we're gonna have back and forth. You know, Contessa heavily. The guys gonna have their little segment. Damon, Greg and King. And then the funny moments. But 3 parts, y'all. 3 parts? Y'all could have had 2 parts. I'm sorry. The season wasn't given that much for that. Only three parts. But we'll see what y'all do next season, y'all. If y'all all come back and if y'all do come back, y'all need to do something different. Do something different. Do something different. It's getting stale. Y'all stale. All right, add a little last thoughts of Married to Medicine before we get out of here. No, before we do the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, there's nothing else. Let's move on. And we play game. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button and comment down below. Appreciate the likes and the views. All right, let's get on the man with Real Housewives on that. Y'all, what y'all think about this next episode of Real Housewives on Atlanta? Let me tell y'all. Peach Juice is aggravating because I said, girl, I don't even know what you're really mad at. What are you really mad at? And your attempt to break the fourth wall was not breaking no fourth wall. You didn't do nothing with the breaking the fourth wall. I'm over them too. Exactly. I am. So can I break the fourth wall? The producer said, break it. And they didn't say nothing with it. Like, how is that breaking the fourth wall? You didn't give nothing with the First of all, you go break the fourth wall, you're not supposed to announce that you're going to break the fourth wall. Because we know the producers right there. Nobody watch reality TV show don't realize that the producers right there. So break the fourth wall. Whatever. What they're going to do. So it continued on from last week. Everybody said it should be a birthday party. They went upstairs to the room because they could not be heard downstairs. It was very loud downstairs. So they went to another room, and that's that. They were supposed to continue the Peach Juice and Kelly situation. Where Kelly said, why you still running around? That is not like Kelly. Why you still on his husband? And went upstairs. And they're supposed to continue that conversation, but no, it just went to the Drew's conversation because Shamila wanted to ask Drew about Dennis, about how he feel like they was hanging out together, they was holding hands and dating, having matching outfits. So I just want to know what's up, what's true, what's tea. And Drew throughout the whole scene said, "What? Oh my gosh! What?" Drew does that a lot. When you confront her about things, she just get that face like, God, really? Oh my God. Like, I don't think Drew is scared of Portia or Peach Juice or anybody and everything. Drew had his antics with her. She does little lip me here and just go by her day. She don't want to take nothing seriously with y'all ladies. And she do with her. Do what? So she was like, what? Everything? Oh my gosh. Now, no. So this whole thing about matching outfits, all that stuff, it was ridiculous. Now, Dennis supposed to buy the Peach Juice to the freaking birthday party. It was supposed to be a surprise party. Even though I said, how you know surprise when you get a sister on your numbers and try to go and contact anybody, and the sister ain't contacting nobody. So I said, chill. So I said, why use Dennis to produce an album? Because I was like, yeah, a lot of people don't even know Dennis does albums or music or in that kind of realm. We all know him as Hot Dog Guy, franchise. So she said, he's my brother to me. He been there for me. He's my angel. He been out and everything. And he just been there for me. And then he had a business opportunity for music and then help with my music because I work with different people. And it was going away. So I just want to work with Dennis and help me out, especially in the time of need. And she said, oh my gosh, I saw Dennis. I saw Drew on the picture on Instagram. And it looked like she looked washed out. So I wanted to reach out to her because I was very concerned. And she looked washed out. And I said, how you going to let the girl just call you washed out like that? Now, Drew's not really a person who will clap back or read type of person. She doesn't. She reacts every now and then, but she doesn't really clap back or read back and forth with you. So it's like she's not quick with her reads and come on with people coming at her. She said, wash. I'm like, gosh, how to make her on? I was like, what? So she's just making all that faces. So then this whole thing was like, oh, I'm supposed to have a conversation. She said, well, you never contact me. But then it said it was a phone call. So I said, so did she mention that on the phone call or not? Because you say she had no contact and she didn't contact you whatsoever. But then you said she called you. So if she called you, did she mention Dennis? And it seems to me, basically, she did mention somewhere type of different form of Dennis. And it's like, you did just like the fact that she was filming with him. That's the whole point. But then again, your reasoning of why you so mad was all over the place. It's one that, you didn't tell me you were gonna film with him, and then you say you don't care, but they say, well, you obviously is caring. I said, I heard people say that you bringing it up and you see bothered makes you care. You care. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be bothered by that. You said, okay, that Dennis, he's a hoe anyway. It is what it is. I'm my baby dad. I know what he does. Like, he does what he want to do. So don't bring something up and say you don't care about it. You do care. So then it was that one. And then she said, you did a photo shoot and go naked hair and tell me that you did a photo shoot and I'm the first person you're in a contract. Now that's great. Like, if you're in a contract with a person who chooses to be ambassador for the company for hair, and then if you're going to do a photo shoot to promote, I think you should tell the person that you had a contract with for that company to do the promo or photo shoot. Because I don't think you should just do that on your own without telling the person who you promoting and producing for. So I do that part. But everything else, no, I don't agree with. Like, did tell me, or you feeling behind my back. That's what she broke the fourth wall. She said she went to go call Dennis and talk to Dennis that he gonna film here in the show. I said, so you mad he filmed on the show that you on or something? Like he kicking the check? I don't even think he get a check, but whatever. Maybe he does. So on that, and then you said that to communicate with you. Then you said about the go naked hair. And then you said something about Dennis, and I said, girl, what is you really mad at? Oh, you mad because she filmed with Dennis, or you mad because she go naked hair, or you mad she didn't behind your back, she's a friend, and whatnot. It seems like your reason about being mad is very misplaced. Because you stressed out, you go through your own divorce, because you go through your own divorce and you stressed out, then you take it out on everybody else. Peace, choose to get it together because you was all over the place and nobody could really pinpoint why you mad. Like, even the ladies in that room was all confused about you're mad. What you mad at? It was so many different reasons when you was mad. And you conflated everything together and blaming on Drew not being a friend to you and then communicate with you. And you say you don't give a damn if they had sex or nothing like that. You just that mad that he decided to film on the show, on the platform. With Drew. And I know later on she was on live today because she confirmed some things, and I'm gonna explain that after we do this. She confirmed some things and whatnot, but then she said she's not even mad at Drew anymore. She's good. She just had a moment at that time. It's like, why you film together? But it is what it is. She said she good. So after they said all that little back and forth, they had to end that, squash it. Peach Juice is mad. Don't say that to me. Girl, don't say that to me. I'm like, so Juice said, oh my gosh, girl, are you upset? What happened, lady? She's like, don't you say that to me. Don't say that to me. And that thing. So they went downstairs, they said happy birthday. And then they went outside and they jumped in the pool and had a good time. I said, child. At least y'all had a good time. So Angela and Charles. So we got a little bit more backstory with Angela and Charles. And baby, that Charles, he got no filter. He said what he want to say and call it a day because he was like, child, he was kind of grilling her because she didn't clean or something because he was cook. And I guess she let some mess around and she said she did clean, but he was upset about that a little bit anyway. I said, what's going on, Charles? And then he said other things. Like he said it was on his mind. He definitely said it was on his mind. And I said, good, this is a ongoing, occurring thing, a pattern with him, with you. Because she said at one point she wanted him to change, things like that, but she had to accept him to make this marriage work. She had to accept him who he is. As someone who just speaks his mind. It doesn't hold back either. Even to his wife. I said, damn. He's very blunt, but so he is very vocal. He is a very vocal person. And I said, child, Andrew, you married for someone who's not gonna shut up. He gonna speak same one's mind. So if you don't even want him to even tell you the truth, don't even ask. Sometimes when you get a truth teller like that and speak their mind, don't ask for something if you don't want to hear the answer. So they got 4 children, but I don't I think they got 1 children together because it was like I ain't go back to take the notes, but I know she said they got a kid together, the youngest, and then he has Charles Jr. And I think she had 2 other kids outside, 2 other kids before they got together with each other. So they're raising 4 children together. And she met him at a Chicago party. They ain't good. And she's a financial consultant, but also she has like properties that she's renovating that she want to sell. But she getting stressed out with that because there's a lot going on, and she don't want to feel like she's a failure. So she want to complete the projects to make sure that's go well. And it's 5 properties. I said, "Oh, child, financial consultant and 5 properties. Oh, that's a lot of work." But that's what you have your mind to. That's what you have your mind to. Now, she also say about the ladies that have Drew, Dennis, and Peach Juice had an issue with that. And Charles said, child, and who cares? Charles basically said, who cares, man? What's going on? Why? Because first of all, he didn't want to hear the whole like gossip that she was going on. But y'all say you didn't want to hear it, but you was all listening to it because you responded to it. So he responded, and he said, oh my gosh, what's going on, really? So was she mad at? She said, yeah, she dating with an ex like that. He said, and so well, because you would date with your exes like that. She said, no, I did. I said, yeah, well. I said, oh, child. Angela, tell your husband I didn't put your blast like that. Child. He said, go, what y'all mad for? You're never together. You not even know he not her husband. So what's she mad for? You hang out with your ex all the time sometimes. You don't see me in the tizzy. And she had to say nothing else because she had to laugh it all because it's like, damn, he kind of put you in blast. And she said, well, what? You do it. You did it. So why you mad? What are you mad for? He basically told Peach to get over it. But that's that. But he told his wife that. And that's that. So, and he was cooking too. He was good. I said, who the cook food you cooking for? And why you never invite me? Well, Charles, like he said, girl, don't try to grandstand like this ain't issue. You do the same thing. So what's the point? He was cooking a lot of food. I said, y'all having a barbecue? I think she said she was having a barbecue. I said that he cooks too. Let me cook. Why don't give me a plate, girl? Give me a plate. So Kenya and Peach Juice had to sit down. Cause they come a long way. They had a little ups and downs with their friendship. But they now they're mothers and they good and everything. And I still don't like how they did Kenya. I don't still like how they doing Kenya this season. They could have given her confessionals. She could have given some tea behind the confessional scene, get a little shade and whatnot. But no. Even when they was upstairs having a conversation, she was moving along the conversation and answer questions like that. But Benny was seeing her that much. So she don't work the cameras, but they're not really showing her much. So then she had to sit down. And she said, so why she chose Dennis as all people? And then Peach Juice said, well, he did a Kiss album for my daughter. So if he did an album or something for your daughter, that means he has dabble in the music industry. Or at least produced it in some way before. Because I said to girls, so what are you really mad at then? Because I said, girl, you had to blur that out. If you say he had no ties to the industry, but then you say he did a produce album for your daughter, I said, okay. A kid's album at that. So I said he has experience. He might not be a great time producer, but he probably did something. She said, yeah, film with him without her knowing. She was explaining the whole thing about the Drew and Dennis thing. Film with her without him knowing, basically going behind her back and filming on the show, her platform. I said, so you try to control everything. Peach Juice have an issue of control. She will control everything. Just like that whole freaking dusty ass show that everybody ripped over the new one for. That little poor Peach Juice Family Matters, whatever she had, it was called. And we all got turned off of her. Because I said, how you dare you go try to control, you have your whole husband in front of with you, but you go tell him he can't bring somebody with him. And then you have Greta try to fight his mother or something like that. So y'all was all out of control over there. Trying to jump Dennis, come down his throat. And you know, he was the MVP in your own show. How the hell Dennis became the MVP on your own show? People were talking about him and sticking up for him more than they was and sticking up for you. Chad, the people who watched the show were freaking roasting and freaking going off on Peach Juice's neck. That's probably the reason why she want to talk about things, because you know people ain't she want to hear about comments and everybody come and rip on a new one. I said, "Good, you did yourself no favors with your own show." She definitely did. How she talked to Dennis, what she was saying to Dennis, and everything, and then find out that Dennis was not even that bad guy like that, and how she making them scenes like he has enforced. He's a hoe. He's a hoe. We don't know that, but understand, like, girl. Maybe I have the whole conversation with the custody with the daughter or something like that, and how she wanted some things happen her way, and how she explained things. We was like, Peach Juice, what the hell is going on with you, girl? How the hell we on Dennis' side more than you? I mean, like 95% people was on his side on watching that show. You just yourself disservice with that show. And how some family members said that you only called them and used them for the show, and you not really like that in real life, and or will you portray it in the show in real life, but we may don't interact with you in real life, but you called us to be on the part of the show. I said, that's the case. Why the hell you say yes? But I guess he want to check, but whatever. And how she don't like that he was highly, she talked about Simon. So they went to the conversation with Simon. Come to find out, Peach Juice was Simon's fifth wife. I said, girl, you just catching L's all the place. You his fifth wife. Like, really? Because she said he had one before her that was a fake marriage. But I said, damn. Then she realized why things was happening the way it is, like this, why they had to go this way on this area, and question it, and how he got in trouble because, you know, when you had a green card and some things sticks, and you get in trouble for that, and all that was happening. And I said, oh, sure. And then, you know, he kept posting about her. You know, Simon was on one. He was posting Instagram left and right, trying to smear her name. I can't get smear more about it, because at the end of the day, you make yourself look stupid, Simon. The scam of it all. And she made herself look stupid about jumping on heads, holy ills so fast, because Portia's like that. She just like do things quickly. And not knowing you first. And if she really took her chance and took her time with you, she probably would have figured these things out already, or learned about this way before you got married. But, you know, when she wanted to have the lifestyle so badly and ignore caution to the wind, then go ahead, girl, do you. So Kelly gonna renovate I think her second location, because she said she got one right now. She had two locations. One got closed down due to her ex-husband, or soon to be ex-husband. And they have one up right now, but she also renovated a second location. Ooh, what happened? No. And that's that. And trying to renovate, the person was telling her that we can't meet the deadline how you want to meet it. You gotta, if you really want to meet this deadline, we gotta get on this and this and this. She said, okay, we got it. I said, listen, you need to listen to your publicists and your people, because they have access to your money account manager, and they know what's up, and you just can't say, oh, we got it, everything's good, everything good. We got it, we're gonna make this work. Go ahead, make it work for this restaurant. And then she talked about her ex-husband more, and then how he doesn't pay any child support unless it's court ordered. I said, what kind of you married, girl. Jacko and Mr. Hyde, like, what's going on? Like, he met this person, he was good, and then all of a sudden he just shifted, stealing money from you, cheating, physical DV going on. I was like, oh my gosh, Kelly, you was going through it. And I see Dusty, don't want to pay his child support. You got 3 kids from the girl, and you don't pay nothing. Maybe you broke. So Brett and Mike talk. Now we got more background with Brett. She said him, her, oh child, her and him, her and Mike met doing the panorama. No, they got married through the panorama. And he was her client. She was a insurance agent. She established her own insurance firm, and she's doing well. And he was one of her clients. But then she said she don't date her clients. So after when she performed, they start hanging out. They good and everything. And they get stopped being he stopped being her client. And then she realized this could be a person good for me because they went on a Vegas trip. And she said, "I will go on a Vegas trip with you, but you're not getting none." And then she said she had the best time of her life with him. And then long story short, they got married, but they had no celebration or wedding ceremony because the little Panama and a lot of venues like that wasn't doing much of events. They was, but they had to be social distancing. You got to invite certain many people. So it was kind of crazy. So people wasn't getting married that much during the Panama until they started lifting things up. And what they do was they was having no ceremonies. They just was getting marriage and paperwork and not having no celebrations. So she's talking to Mike, and they're talking about having a baby. And they said when they have a baby, she had the mom to move in because the mom is kind of already there now, but they want the mom to move in permanently so she could help out the kid. And I don't know, interaction with Brent and Mike, let me know how y'all feel because the interaction with those two, it just seems off. And I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. And I don't know, he's tolerate her or he's not interested in her. Because every time she would have a conversation, he was like, oh yeah, blushing off. Oh yeah, being kind of condescending or sarcastic. Oh yeah, baby, this see what it's thinking. So I said, oh, because I know people saying that you shifty. I don't want to say it yet, but I don't know. People think you shifty. So, and you are too, you girl, because you also still would have an issue with Kia. We're about to get that in a minute. Still would have an issue with her. But she said she want to have IVF, and because she want to choose the sex of the baby, because she told us that he has a son, so he wants to spend as being a girl dad. I said either he shifty or he's part of something that we not really don't know about the legalities, but or he probably seemed like he's cool, calm, and collected, but behind closed doors, he's a monster. Cause I'm a monster, whatever. But Shamir went to see Shadina. She got her flowers and everything, and I said that was nice. See, she's a nice friend because the person Shadina was a surrogate mother. That's the same surrogate person that had Candy's child, baby Blaze. So she used to serve surrogate. But at this time, what happened between this pregnancy, besides the Candy one, she was diagnosed with the big C. Because she had the big C, she had to get labeled. The baby had to come out earlier than expected. And they have a conversation because Shamir always thought that because she was pregnant, it made her feel kind of bad because she put her through it. And maybe because she was pregnant, it caused the big C. So you know how much it will be in your mind that the person is supposed to be a surrogate mother. You think that your blessing baby is probably the cause of it. Because a normal person probably would think that because they say, oh my gosh, she got pregnant and it caused that. And that wasn't the case. It was because she was pregnant that she got the big C. And it just happened to what it is. So that they detected it early because she said if she wasn't pregnant, she probably wouldn't check her breast as much often as she said she was. So the good that she did check it because she was pregnant. That's what we kind of find out. She found out, and that's that. And then also, Shadena was kind of blaming herself a little bit about the baby condition. I know the baby's getting better now. I think she's um, healthier. She still got some complication, but not as much as she was severe when she was first was born. So, she may have said that recently that her baby's doing better. And that she think that because she had the big C and the baby thing, and they say she had like almost like a Charles syndrome, but she doesn't have that. She's negative for that. But it just was a mutation from, I guess, the big C, because she felt kind of feel bad because maybe she brought that on the baby. And I was like, oh my gosh. But that was a good moment. That she appreciate her. They had a good conversation. It was nice to see. And then we also about she had 7 rounds of IVF. She was an ectopic pregnancy. So when people tell her she needs to, you being selfish and you want somebody else to raise the baby because you can't carry yourself, I said, y'all need to stop that. And I said, sometimes women would say that to other women. And I said, how the hell you will fix your mouth to condemn another woman, her choices of carrying a baby or not carrying a baby, because you don't even know. You don't even know stuff they're going through with someone. And it's sad. As a woman, you will condemn another woman for choosing to have a surrogate. It's still her child. It just pains me. You think men be ignorant by saying that. Some men will do say that. But it was mostly women. And I said, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Everybody's journey is just different when it comes to pregnancy and having big kids. And I know she will expand the family. So next time she might still go to the service route again. And she didn't have somebody that was a good fit for her to have more children, or at least carry the next child for her term and have the healthy baby so they can expand the family for her husband. But they do be hateful. They be hateful online. That's what saying good. If I do get big, like Bonnie and everything, I know how to handle myself. Like, I don't got time to do your thing. I say, if I see anything out of place, it'll be blocked. Ain't nothing go back and forth with you like that. Or your comment will be deleted. Or mute it. But come on. But I'm glad they both got to heal it, because they both kind of squashed their little concerns and fears that they both was responsible for causing the react to happen with the baby, and then the body and everything. So it was a nice conversation. And they still support each other and they love each other. That was nice. So Brett and Kelly met. They met, and they met a year ago, and they've been good friends ever since. Now, I know recently Kelly and Britt, and I think it will play out in the season, that they're not cool as they were, and we all first seen them. Because I remember when we first got out, they was going to be on the show, they was buddy. And doing all that on the TV screen, and all of a sudden, things just shifted, and we don't see them together, and they're not cool like that anymore. So I said, I don't know what happened. And also, Shamia said that she not cool with Britt right now, because Britt said something about her child. Now, Britt, now you messed up. Now I said, we can have issue with me and you, but if you bring my child, it's a wrap for me and you, girl. We don't got time for this. Especially a child that had to go through NICU on that side. I said, bitch, don't you act like. Listen, now people got a lot to lose, but if Shamia had nothing to lose, that girl would have been there. But whatever. You get mad at me, but don't bring my child in that. Hell to no. So Britt's a nasty one. And a lot of people not cool with her right now. So we'll see how this plays out. But they're good for now until we see what happens later on. They've been good ever since. Britt issue with Kenya. She said, did you see how she was confronting me about the ring and being shit? I said, girl, get the F out of here, Britt. Why you have an issue about this freaking ring? Usually, people have the wedding band and the ring together to signify you're married. If you don't have the wedding band, that means they think that you're just engaged. But I know a lot of rings now these days don't have the both. They don't wear both. They don't have both sets. So usually you would just have the ring and you could still be married. But people don't know that. So it's a legit question to ask. Because they ain't do away with the weather bands. They still have it around. People still wear both. But some people don't. So it's like, for you to have an issue with that, it's a girl. She just asked the question. She wasn't being shady with you. Like, relax and calm your ass down. Just calm down. Like, oh, I have an issue. And now this make me even more upset at how they freaking treated Kenya. Now, I know they wanted to make an example and suspend her for her actions. I was like to suspend Britt either for her actions too. I said, girl, you ain't start all this, ain't gonna be nothing. But whatever. So she said, what's the issue? So Britt asked Kelly, you can share whatever you want to share, girl. I ain't gonna try to come out and tell go give us a tea. Share. So Kelly was open. She said he cheated. He took like $500,000 from the company, money for the company. I said, what the hell are you taking that much money for? Like, what is wrong with you? And then they got physical. So domestic violence happened. And so, to the point that got caught. I know there's a picture out there with Kelly and the supposed man. I don't know if that's true or not. But I said, damn, that's the guy. If that's the guy. But I said, Kelly, you seem like you married a monster from hell. And you didn't realize you married a monster until later on in your freaking years when he started getting comfortable and start showing his real true colors. So Drew and Angela, they've been friends for like 3 years, and they went to work out, and that's Shamia also came visit them later. So they talk, and she was talking about Ralph, how Ralph want alimony, and he want child support. And then I said, Ralph, get your ass out the basement and go somewhere. You don't want all that. You don't want all that. And they just put her through it like you were just a dusty bum. You the one got around cheating on her and then do all this extra stuff. And they got a nerve want alimony and child support. Which I do know sometimes when divorce and everything, the person with the most money usually the one who got to pay out. So it's like, and I don't know if she has a prenup with him or not. But I said, damn, just like a B-Bay kind of guy. First, you ready in the freaking basement as it is because of court order. And then you want alimony and child support from me? You downstairs. So what the hell you need all that for? You don't need no child support. You went downstairs. The kids go right downstairs for you. You don't need to pay no child support. I got here. I ain't paying nothing. So Shamia joined them. And then Angela was on one. She came in there hot. Girl, why you ask all these questions or why you was doing this and you and all that stuff like that? You coming in there hot and like you do what? And I said, you basically was coming hard on freaking Shamia. She was like, I said, damn. So you Peach Juice assistant. You was her assistant because you was doing all this and you was saying all that and everything. And I said, I don't know why you was coming out this drill like that. I said, well, but Shamia said, girl, you was so quiet at the freaking thing. So you felt all that type of way. Why you didn't say nothing? You was dead mute. Look around, everybody on mute. And then you was mute. And then now you want to get in this freaking workout session and try to call me out assistant and figure go. Now, I do get that Shamia does defend a lot of Peach Juice behavior and actions. And I think she needs to realize that it is not reciprocated. So maybe you don't want to be going on hard for a friend that doesn't do the same thing for you. And it's so crazy how Peach Juice said she went, she said it later on. Never mind. I go with that when she talk about that loyalty. But I said, yes, man. Maybe you don't have to be fighting her battles all the damn time. Let Peach Juice handle her own shit. But Angela, you was coming in hot with Shamia. And that was a lot. So it's the point that Shamia didn't want to continue working out with y'all. She said, we good. I'm good. I mean, I hope I will never see you again, girl. Because if you had that much issues with that, you could have said something right then and there. But you wait till now, they want to freaking grill me. Goodbye. So Drew said she feel like Shamea is a lap dog. When you see a lap dog in the dictionary, you see Shamea picture. I said, see Drew. And Shamea come after you. Let's don't say nothing. You better stand on your words. And I'll be like, who said that? Did I say that? No, I didn't. So Peach Juice and Dennis talked. They went out. They took PJ Pilar to the area. They were having a good time. And when she playing with the daughter, and Dennis came and they talked. And she used to say that her and Dennis made an agreement to be cool with each other for sake of PJ and be good. And they've been good so far. And what happened? So Peach Juice talked to Dennis and tried to spin what the hell Drew said. And I said, that's not what she said. Now you try to make it seem like Drew came to y'all telling that figure Dennis had blown her back out or something like that. No, she did not say none of that. And Drew also said it was a business relationship. She never said it was anything more than working with music together. She just said that he just been there for her time of need for Ralph, because Ralph and Dennis is cool. So he's been there for her. But it's all the business. That's what she said to you at that point when you were trying to call her a low down, dirty down, down dirty, down low kind of individual. You were doing all that. Called her all names in the book. Called all kinds of names. And Drew just said, I said, Drew, why would she just clap back? You just let her she read you or shame you like that, girl. And I said, that's not what she said, Peach Juice. Now you try to spin it, make it seem like she said she was intimate with Dennis, and said, so you say you think I'm freaking Drew or something like that? And she said, I don't like how people just don't have no loyalty to me. Why no loyalty to me? I said, oh, speak for someone who didn't have no loyalty to freaking Fallon. You didn't have no loyalty. You never had loyalty to people who been rotted out for you. You don't give the same energy. So the fact that you wanted it yourself, when you don't give it, and we all know that you want loyalty, undying loyalty to yourself, but you don't give loyalty to other people that you supposed to be, who loyal to you. So I said goodbye, and then you want to go break down because he feeling with someone, and then you use some nasty work trying to use your daughter, because your action reflected your daughter. I said, what about your action when you try to jump and hop a ship for Simon's dick? Yes, I said it. What was your action then? What was your action when you acting a whole fool in your figure own TV show, not own spinoff? What's your action then? Would you think about your own daughter around that time? Would you think about your own daughter when you quickly marry a freaking scammer and then realize he's a scammer, and now he having give you all issues with the house? You can stay in the house, but you just can't film in there. That girl, bye. He said, this is my chance. Basically, she just said it like that. He filming on her platform, basically. Filming behind her back on her platform. Because it must be real for her. Do you think he should be in a platform to make some money for you, so you can have some money for you and your daughter, even though besides the hot dog for his daughter? So he used the daughter to shame her. And he said, you tripping right now. She said, yeah, you better be like, he said, don't even try to do this again, because I ain't playing with you. So you think you go ahead and do what you got to do, but don't play with me. I said, what you going to do, girl? What you going to do? Break the fourth wall? Chill. And you know, she did all that to deflect on answering the questions, right? I said, no, we didn't forget. So hopefully somebody didn't forget that. Where Kelly at? Kelly asked a question. Why you took that in your husband? Right? But I said, oh, I'm so done with you, Peach Juice. I've been done with you, but you know, I'm just gotta walk with the show, because they like to put you in the center and the anchor of the show, and that's that. But now, people been speculating about Shamea and Peach Juice not being cool like they once were. because Shamia album, a single came out. I heard a snippet of it a little bit. It did sound nice. I got to listen to the whole song. And Peach Juice did not promote it. Every other cast member promote the song, but Peach Juice. So I was like, oh, okay. So Peach Juice said that she did not send me the song. I said she had to say the song. If it's on Instagram and somebody posted it, you can just repost that on your freaking page, your story. Girls, don't try to act like you need to have it directly to you for you to post something. If somebody post it, repost it, and make your own comment. Instagram make it so easy for you to post something. They make it easy. So don't try to sit here and act like you didn't get access to the song and you can't promote it. If somebody already promoted it, you can promote it yourself. Repost that thing, post it, your own thing. But whatever. So they would tell Peach Juice that what Kenny said, oh, you don't like Shamia. That's not what Kenny said. Kenny said she just felt like y'all might not be close like it once were, and y'all also can't give away of what may potentially happen in the season. So y'all may not have to tell people, or you may have to keep it quiet of y'all not being cool. But people online investigating everything. Why did they post a song? Why y'all must be best friends? And I say, yeah, if you're best friend and y'all the besties, and you want to promote that person. So yes. So people were on it. And that's happened. And then she confirmed it herself when we're watching now because, we didn't see the fallout yet. That's why I said maybe they should not say nothing until we see the fallout and then you confirm the friendship. But I said, listen, it waste our time there. So she said, yeah, we're not cool as much as we used to be. And she also cleared up about the Drew thing. She said, you know what? I was at the moment at the time. I was upset, pissed off, but I'm not pissed off anymore. It is what it is. Drew gonna be Drew. I gonna let know Drew does what Drew does. And she can't be mad at it because she knows Drew has no ill intentions. And Drew's gonna do what she's gonna do. I said, I wish she thought about that last time, that Drew does have no ill intentions. I don't think Drew is purposely want to have sex with Dennis. And then Drew doing what she's doing. She's doing her music. So that's that. Oh, this rain is coming down. But any last thoughts about Real House of Atlanta before we get off of here? Like I said, if I do something tomorrow, I would be the Traders and the Beauty and the Black review, a live review. And then next week, we definitely gonna do the Missile, not Missile Squad. We're gonna do Relax and Chill with Mizzle. And I know that's right. Drew can do better than Derwin. I mean Dennis. She can't do better than Dennis. That's what I'm saying. She has to use Dennis. I say any other producers that she could use, maybe she could afford them. But I would say you couldn't use any other producers around Atlanta. Atlanta is a home mecca of freaking music too, so you probably could find somebody around there. But I don't know. Maybe her songs is nice. Did y'all hear her songs yet? So that's that. That's what Peach said. A lot of ladies does say that they're not cool, or at least some of them say they're not cool with Brit. So we will see how that happens, what play comes down. And that's that. Yeah. I feel like this was Drew and Portia's storyline, and Portia wanted Dennis to be her storyline. Yes, yes. Or they could have came together and tried to fabricate a beef to come with us to make this a storyline. But yeah, she definitely wanted Dennis to be her storyline because she can't use Simon right now because she thought she was going to have Simon and stunt on the girls. And you got stunted on by him. Stunted on by him, girl. But that's that. So next week, yes, we're going to relax and chill with Mizzle, and we're going to talk about some social topics. I'm going to talk about the Jess and Lauren Breakfast Club back and forth. I'm going to talk about Iman and Tiana Taylor and other topics. So if y'all have any topics y'all want me to discuss, that's interesting to discuss about, send me the link of it let me review it and watch it and look at it, and maybe I can talk about it. So we do that next week. And Beyond the Gates. Definitely gonna do Beyond the Gates well because I gotta catch up on those shows and give my review on that. Well, if anything else, I appreciate y'all coming through and let me know. Now that Members and Medicine is gone, and we gotta go through 3 parts of reunion, we can focus on Real House of Atlanta. I gotta catch up on Favorite Fiance as well, and maybe talk about that to y'all as well. But I appreciate you coming through. Please hit that like button if you have not done so. Make comments down below if I missed anything. Tell me your thoughts. And I'll see y'all next time. Until I see you. Till then, peace out. Love y'all. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Make sure you hit that like button.